Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of State of the Market. I hope everybody had a nice weekend. The real estate business is still going very well with inventory being low and interest rates still holding. We get some really good information for you guys today that we want to share with you. Whether you're a homeowner, whether you're looking to sell, or whether you're looking to buy, this video is for you. Home ownership is the key to generational wealth, right? And the reason we do these videos is not only just to keep our finger on the pulse of the market, but to also, we want our sellers and buyers to be the smartest people at the closing table, right? We want you guys to make smart decisions in good times and bad. So, let's get right down to it. I changed it up a little bit today, and I started taking my information from the MLS. As you guys know, all my information comes from the MLS, Cape Cod Islands Flex. And what I did is I copied some of the stats so you guys can actually see some of these graphs. They're very, very cool, and we can't wait to share them with you. So the first quadrant, we have 4 quadrants that we talk about, right? We got medium, price, sale price, we have closed units, active units, and days on market. So the median sales price for Barnstable County, again, we like to go back 3 months. April was $588, May was $585, and June was $560. A year ago, the median sales price was just $440,000. And I want to show you the graph on the median sales price so you can see exactly what we're talking about. Back here was the 440, and then it just continued to climb up to 588, 585, and now it's actually just dipped a little bit for the month of June to 560,000 is your average median sales price here in Barnstable County. Okay? The next quadrant that we want to talk about is your DOM, days on market, right? So days on market just tells everybody how quickly properties are going under contract. Typically, 60 days was very good. 75 days, you had your house on the market, you put it under contract 75 days. But take a look at these numbers. With the inventory so low, these numbers are just incredible. So for days on market, DOM, right? In April, it was 8 days. May was 6. June, it was 6. We usually average, like I said, around 56 days. But take a look at this. Average days on market for June, starting back here when it was 56 a few months ago, and the days on market just keep, I don't know how much longer they can keep going down, right? I suppose they can get to 1 day. 6 days on market. If you're thinking about selling your home, please give it some consideration. Timing in life is everything, right? You don't want to be too soon, you don't want to be too late, right? So that's why we do this information, to keep everybody abreast of what's going on with the real estate market so that they know when to sell or perhaps when to buy. All right, so now is an excellent time to sell because the days on market is so low. It's also a great time to buy too because the rates are so good. Let's talk about the rates. The 30-year fixed rate national average right now, 3.26. Okay, 3.26. So if you're out there looking for a mortgage, give us a call. We've got some great lenders that are top-notch professionals that can help you get pre-approved, right? You want to get pre-approved first. And then, go out and start looking at some homes. But 3.26 for your primary home is the national average interest rate. All right. So the next thing we want to talk about is the closed sales. So the closed sales just tell us how many sales closed during that month. So the highest month, incidentally, was 717 back in September of 2020. We've been doing about half of that, okay? That's only because the inventory is low, right? You can only sell so much, and you can only sell some If the shelves are full, then you can sell more. If the shelves are empty, chances are that you're going to sell less. So our shelves have been pretty empty, about 50% off where they should be. So April we did 397 units. Can I see that okay? Right? May we did about 400, 21, 517 units in June. All right. So we're still a couple of hundred units off of that high of September of 2020. Here is the graph to show you. The closed units started here in the 300 range, and then in September, of course, it was up in the 700 range, and now we're hovering right here of 515 units closed for the month of June. Okay, and those numbers will go up as more inventory goes up. The buyers are out there, right? There's plenty of buyers out there still. We have plenty of buyers. They're all looking for the right house at this point because a lot of stuff they've either seen or it's been sold or it's been picked over. So let's talk about the next quadrant, which is your active units. Okay, so the active units, this is the most important one next to date. Well, they're all important, but this is just one of the many of the four quadrants to help you make the right decision on whether the time is right for you to put your house on the market. So these are your active units available to buy. April was 577, May was 605, June 652. Last year, you can see we carried, anywhere between 1,500 and 1,900 units throughout the same 3 months. So we got about 1,200 fewer properties to pick from this year than we had last year. All right, we average about 1,800 units a month to sell. However, for the month of June, you guys can see this. So you can see the inventory, back here, 1,900 units, and then it's just dropped off right after COVID, and we're down to 664 units available. However, if you look at the graph, these are the last 3 months here. You can see that little blip where it's going up. Well, that's a good sign. That means that there's more product coming on to the market. However, almost as fast as it goes on the market, it gets put under contract. So it's kind of like you put 2 on, you put 1 under, you put 2 on, you put 2 under. So we're not really showing a lot of movement on the inventory getting back to 1,800 units or 1,900 units. So 664 homes for sale on Barnstable County. So the next thing I want to go over with you guys real quick is, as real estate agents, we get this question a lot, and we hear this question a lot. When we're at networking events or parties or, in the hallway, we hear, people saying, "Oh, the market's going to go down or the market's going to crash. Which goes up must come down," right? And I agree with all of that, right? However, this housing market that we're in is a little unusual because the inventory is so low. So I wanted to read this to you real quick just to give you some peace of mind of what actually is happening with the market, because here's the thing. A lot of people will say to me, "Scott, we're going to wait until the market crashes, or we're going to wait until the prices go down." Okay? And honestly, I don't really see that happening for a while. And I'm going to share that with you now so that helps you understand the market. And if you are really seriously about thinking about buying something, buy something now. Enjoy the ride while the prices go up. At some point, yes, the market may plane off, or it might even correct itself by, 5 or 10%, but, it's going to come right back again because inventory is so low. July has been a little bit softer as a month, as people are now talking about, the real estate's not selling as well, the offers aren't coming in as strong, blah, blah, blah. And I agree with all that, but that's only going to be temporary because, in my opinion, most of the people that wanted to buy a house to be in for July 4th, they've already bought a house. And then some of the buyers, including some of our own, they've decided to take a break. It's a lot of work. You go and you look at these houses, you put offers in, you don't get them, for whatever reason, you start the process all over again, you do it again, and it gets tiring and sometimes frustrating. But good things come to those who wait, right? And keep pushing and being determined. So a lot of people have taken a back seat for July, but they will be back in August. I can almost assure you that, because they want to put their kids back into school for September, right? So that's my philosophy. Plus July, it's a hot month. People are vacationing. People are out of town. And so you add that all up, and July has been a good month, but it's a little softer than some of the others. And so I wanted to get back to this article with you, because I found it to be very, very important. It was something I wanted to share with you, and it's right out of the Realtor magazine, right? So this is a magazine that we get as realtors every month to keep our finger, again, on the pulse. So this is where a lot of this information comes from that realtors share with their clients, right? So Realtor magazine, August of 2021, right? So it says the housing shortage right on the front page. So this article that I want to read, I'm not going to read you the whole article because it'll take too long, but I'm going to read you a couple of excerpts from it. It's called the Summer of the Speed Buyer. So what they're saying is, May, April, May, and June were crazy, right? With all these houses going under contract and inventory so low. So bear with me okay? I'm going to just read this with you real quick. It says, the housing shortfall is driving up prices, but a crash is unlikely. Remember when it took years and years to sell a home? At some point in Miami, it was up to 6 years. Imagine that. Imagine having to take 6 years to sell your house. Today, of course, it's the opposite story. It's generally taken a couple of weeks and sometimes days to find a buyer. From listing to contract, homes are typically getting sold in 17 days in the month of April, right? So they're talking about how quick houses are going under contract. Could it all crash as happened from 2008? Value ratios, debt to income ratios, and income documentation meet guidelines before a mortgage is approved, right? So what they're saying is not just anybody is going to get a loan. The restrictions are much tighter to get a loan, right? Everybody agrees with that. That was a pitfall back in 2008. Anybody could get a loan. To be sure, even with sound written mortgages, we know some defaults can occur. So what they're saying is, yes, this is life. There are going to be mortgages that go into default. There are going to be foreclosures and short sales. That's just the way life is. A second major difference is supply. So our supply this time around is much, much lower than back in 2008 and 2010. So two completely different scenarios. The lack of inventory is why home prices are in no danger, all right, of falling sharply. So if you have low inventory, how can the prices keep going down? That's impossible. As long as there's no low inventory, the prices are going to continue to rise. It's just supply and demand, right? And then lastly, in the meantime, we expect the national median home price to rise 9% this year and another 3% in 2022. Hyper-speed home buying should taper off by year's end as supply improves and affordability challenges persist. Okay? So what they're saying is the rest of this year is going to still be a very, very good year for real estate. Things are going to pick back up, and we don't see any housing market crash anytime in the near future. And even in 2022, which is next coming up here before you knew it, they're still saying that home prices are going to go up another 3%. So there you have another state of the market in the books. If you like what we're doing, we love what we're doing for you guys. If you guys like what we're doing, please send us some likes, send us some hearts, throw us some comments. If you have any questions, please give us a call at 508-566-0051. You guys know our door is always open. We're always happy to answer questions, no matter how small, no matter how big. Shoot me an email at sjzano@gmail.com. If there's anything we can if there's anything we can do, please give us a call, and we'll talk to you at the next State of the market.